I beat Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart 69 times. Can I beat it for the 70th time with a wrench only? After playing Rift Apart so many times, I can't help but notice how similar its plot is to Loki. The new Loki series is mischievously good. Thor. Now, I may be reaching a bit, but Loki and Rift Apart share a lot of similarities. An epic conflict that can shatter space and time takes place in both the show and the game. A troubled but loved by the audience character that has a clouded, mysterious origin. One wants a jet ski, and the other needs a vacation and a jet ski. Who broke her? Why is she so depressed? Why didn't she participate in the Olympics? And another similarity between the two is the narcissistic love oozing in the air. The god of mischief and the god of tightening bolts actually managed to find an alternate version of themselves in space and time and tried shooting the shots with themselves. This game is just insanely fun. But why did I play this game over 69 times? Can we actually beat Ratchet and Clank with a wrench only? No weapons. I don't even care what the weapons are. I don't care even if they are really cool and bring Jak and Daxter to the PlayStation 5. Even if they are the most awesome super explosive tools that support climate change initiatives and turn all enemies into oxygen-giving plants. And sadly, we will not even use the Kamehameha gun. For the sake of the torture I endured, and because you are a nice, good-looking legend, hit that subscribe button and like the video because we are on a road to 100,000 subscribers. The game begins with Dr. Nefarious bringing rain to a parade. Using a wrench only to progress in the game is pretty difficult, and I nearly gave up right at the beginning. The wrench can be used as a melee weapon, and it can also be thrown. When thrown, like Thor's hammer, it always returns to you. The first obstacle arises in this challenge when you have to take down the enemy's ship with the wrench. It was out of range, but thankfully you can jump off the platform and damage the ship and respawn without losing progress. Please don't try this strategy in real life. The R&D department at 7 Crow Gaming has confirmed it will not work. Immediately after that, the Iron Man wannabe Dr. Nefarious brings out an iron suit. I wish I had one of these bad boys. I would rob all of the banks in the world. With that kind of money, I could eradicate poverty. That way, isn't no one sleeping hungry, baby? But the best I managed to do is destroy the iron suit by denting it repeatedly. Surprisingly, this was pretty easy without weapons. You just have to watch out and jump out of the path of the laser beams and throw the wrench. If only I was this good at dodging in real life. This game is pretty much episodic. Right after clapping some iron cheeks, we go to planet Carson Wee, a planet that is in a whole different dimension. I didn't know traveling through dimensions looked like this, but now I know I have the ability to cross dimensions as well. Happens each time I eat a bowl of ramen. Carson Wee is a pretty amazing planet. It is robot dominant, and we would all be the minority there. And damn, Daniel, these robots really do be knowing how to throw it down. We are introduced to a lot of robotic enemies here, and the primary objective is escaping the planet. The only major boss battle on Carson Wee was with these overweight robots. Like seriously, maybe they should get new smaller processing chips and upgraded RAM. I am genuinely worried about their health. With updated hardware, they can really shred some metal around the waist area. A little tip here. If you stand close to them and attack them with a wrench, they inflict very little damage on you. The important thing is avoiding the laser beams, which is kind of becoming a reoccurring theme in this wrench only challenge. Right after some robot clapping on planet Carson Wee, we cheat on Ratchet and play as Rivet. Our boy Clank had one ramen bowl too strong and ended up with a different Lombax. Planet Sargasso is probably what Earth will look like in 50 years. The water is toxic, like all of my relationships, and the bugs, along with the talking Lorax, Loraxi, have taken over. Why didn't anyone take that book seriously? Essentially, Rivet wants to take Clank back to her room, and the locals on planet Sargasso got jealous. This big boy dinosaur was a pain in the backside. But I bravely stood behind these boulders and let the Suicide Squad deal with the dinosaurs. Do not confuse this action as covering behind cover in fear of getting clapped by the huge monster of a dinosaur. No, I wasn't scared at all, for I have mastered fear. I was born in fear. Okay, maybe I was a little scared, but it was taking too long, so I decided to bring out the wrench, or hammer, or whatever. Did a little war cry, used the adrenaline to forget that I was secretly scared, and went into battle with the dinosaur, wrench blazing. Surprisingly, the dinosaur was one of those softies that just looked tough. Or maybe I found this blind area where the dinosaur couldn't come and kept throwing the wrench at it from safety. Right when Rivet was finally alone with Clank in her room, this snake robot ruined the moment. First you have to chase it, riding a mutated teenage ninja snail, damage the flight equilibrium adjuster thingy. Then it's just the same thing again. Jump out of the way of the laser beams and throw the wrench. Yawn. Boring. Hit the stone once and you have a booming, flourishing, beautiful world. You hit it again and you are back in a dark, clapped up apocalyptic world. Okay, someone place an order of 100 of these stones on Amazon right now. We will need them when the earth looks like this in 50 years from now. We are now on planet Blizar. Oh yeah, before this, we stopped at a galactic gas station for some coffee and donuts, and space travelers were having a gladiator themed battle at the gas station. I participated and used a wrench to clap some robotic cheeks. I impressed the crowd, had a dance party, and then cheated on Rivet, this time with Ratchet, met Clank's potential dimensional love interest. I made a heart-to-heart plea to these giant robots to have them pick up sumo wrestling and let me be their manager. Because clearly they're not interested in upgrading their processor chips. They didn't listen to what I had to say, so I did what I do best and dented their hardware. On planet Blizar, I came across something so devastating, so sinister, so evil. It would probably have made Salt Bae himself tear up. Gordon Ramsay would have to go to therapy, and Sanji would probably start throwing kicks. As I was innocently roaming through the planet, I came across a group of hungry aliens. The chef on this planet had selfishly left the crew hungry to go seek rare ingredients. The chef was a deserter. I found her and tried knocking some sense into her. She refused to feed her comrades unless I beat these low-life scum. These scums were asking for it too. They attack you and then mock you after each hit. This one genetically evolved, intelligence-given bug actually throws up on you and then shakes their backside in a taunting manner. I thought this was a game, but you can't get rid of the TikTok Bust It Down challenge wherever you go. I was torn apart. How could the ship's chef be so cold-hearted? So what if this was just a side mission in the game that I had not come across the 69 times I played it before? So what if it was just filler and not canon? The hunger of the crewmates was real enough. In a fit of righteous anger, I wrenched all the enemies in sight. This was the only way the chef would feed the hungry aliens. Did the bugs deserve it? Yes. They should have just taken their talents to TikTok. No one was going to sleep hungry that night, except maybe the family and friends that depended on the bugs. But it's their fault anyway. They shouldn't have depended on someone who does bust it down challenges for a living. The rest of the game became meaningless. I was in real despair and couldn't comprehend there would be someone as evil and selfish as the chef in this world. In a fit of agony, I smashed the square button with great outrage. I just wanted the pain to end. There were giant robots on planet Blizar that stood no chance. Even more giant robots on planet Torrent that I skated over. I then defeated evil robot tyrants that were in violation of at least 9 war crimes and freed these electrical dogs, who actually weren't too bad. They cheered me up, but only a little bit. Only up until the chef came flushing into my mind again. Help Planet Sargasso win an intergalactic war? These robots are relentless. The real MVP here was this dragon from Harry Potter. The dragon helps us out a lot here, allowing the wrench to get some much needed rest. Unfortunately, we can't take the dragon with us to the next planet. I tried. Then we came across this One Piece planet, and holy pizza, these space pirates will never get old. I was so surprised when I first saw a planet in Rift Apart that was modeled off and dedicated to One Piece. We had pirates and ships and hidden treasure, but no sight of a straw hat, although there was a bucket hat guy that surprisingly didn't help us at all when things got serious. I could have used him when I was being attacked by 2 robot pirates that apparently had old processing chips as well and a lot of metal around the waist. My special technique of throwing the wrench at them and then running in circles was very ineffective. If I focused on dodging one, the other robot would just pull a one-punch man and just one hit me. So I decided to take a real life time skip. After taking some time off and wondering if it was really worth it, after eating a bowl of ramen, I got serious like Doctor Strange and found that one possibility where I could beat them. After strategically eliminating all of the the side characters, I decided to go after one giant robot at a time. And when the two robots were in close proximity to one another, I maneuvered and bravely hid behind cover until they were separated again. As soon as I was able to take one of them down, it was all over. Second robot didn't even see me coming. And then Bucket Hat actually came through when it mattered the most and sacrificed himself to protect me. What a legend. I bet he's subscribed to my channel as well. Let's all take a moment of silence in honor of Bucket Hat and like this video and subscribe if you haven't. Maybe it was the bowl of ramen or the tragic loss of Bucket Hat, but the rest of the run-through became extremely sad. Nothing was challenging anymore, just a lot of robots getting dented. I don't even have anything against robots, but this whole game has just been about ending all robot lives. Which robot baddie broke the heart of the developers? Maybe if we just took a more diplomatic approach with the robots, Bucket Hat would still be with us. Oh no, let's go! I can't believe it. Bucket Hat is still alive. Okay, I am not depressed anymore. Let's kill all of these robots. Using the wrench only in the final boss battle, this is what legends are made of. And honestly, taking down the giant boss with the wrench only made me not want to become a legend. The giant final boss is almost always out of the range of the wrench. I didn't want to become a legend. I was okay with just being an average person. This wasn't challenging, but it took so long to do. I could have easily watched 20 anime episodes, but the effects of the ramen bowl were still strong. I, in fact, did become a legend that day. Rift Apart became less challenging when the giant final boss birthed the regular-sized boss. As I was dodging the laser beams and throwing that wrench, a flashback of that entire adventure so far kept me going. Vegeta's motivational words rang through my ears, and I had done it. I beat Rift Apart with a wrench only. I am not sure what's more impressive. The fact that I beat this game with a wrench only, or the fact that I beat it 70 times.